Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Hey, sir, it's Cam time, baby. Welcome to another edition of this isn't the show, it's just my stream. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 10K subs, man. Without further ado, we're gonna get into it and talk about the stuff and talk about the stuff of the stuff that is the stuff of the stuff that is the stuff that just so happens to make the stuff. All right, let's get into it. Veronica Burton, congratulations on winning the WNBA's Most Improved Player of the Year award. Congratulations. This was written by Kendra Andrews, who we just got on for talking about A'ja Wilson and her choice to not vote for her for MVP. Golden State Valkyries guard Veronica Burton won the WNBA's Most Improved Player award. The league announced on Monday. Burton received 68 of 72 votes from a national panel of sports writers and broadcasters. Azare Stevens finished second place with 2 votes, and Alicia Gray and Natisha Hiedman tied third with 1 vote each. Burton finished with career highs 11.9 points, 4.4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1.1 steals in 44 games, a drastic improvement from her 2024 campaign with the Connecticut Sun. Last season, Burton averaged just 3.1 points, 1.4 rebounds, and 1.9 assists, and 12.7 minutes per game. She became the first player in WNBA history to increase her averages by at least 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game from one season to the next, a minimum of 30 games played in each season, according to the WNBA. In her 4th year in the league, Burton capitalized on her increased role with the league's first expansion franchise since 2008. The Atlanta Dream. She was the only Valkyries player to start all 44 regular season games and took on even greater responsibilities when Golden State lost Kayla Thornton to a season-ending knee injury in July. Burton ended the regular season ranked 3rd in WNBA in assists per game and 4th with a 2.82 assist to turnover ratio, minimum 10 games played. On August 19th against the Phoenix Mercury, she became the first player in WNBA history to have at least 24 points and 14 assists with no turnovers in the game. She's the only player in the league this season with 3 games of 10 or more assists and no zero dang. She's also frequently took on the assignment of defending the opponent's top guards, lockdown defender up top at the top of the key, obviously at the point of attack ever since Northwestern days. If you know, you know. Burton was drafted by the Dallas Wings with the 7th overall pick in the 2022 draft. After playing 2 seasons in Dallas and 1 season in Connecticut, she was selected by the Valkyries in the 2024 expansion draft. And one thing that I learned today, I did not know this, bro. I did not know this at all. I saw this on Twitter, and I could not believe it. Oh, my mind was blown. Fun fact of the day. Kayla Burton, hold on. Let me stop sharing and share again because they want to do the thing where the audio goes out. I recorded this on May 15th of last year. You were cut from Dallas. Didn't know if you'd be back in the WNBA. We went to the local Y, and you just kept working. Now you're the WNBA MIP. What a testimony. The award hits different. Congrats, sis. You earned it at Veronica Burton. I did not know Kayla Burton, the sports reporter, was Veronica Burton's sister. I did not know that. And shouts out to Kayla Burton. I've seen Kayla Burton stuff and like, oh, yo, she's so dope. She's so cool. This and that. Ooh. I did not know the whole time it was Veronica Burton's sister. Because this is one of my favorite videos, bro, where she does this in like flip-flops and she going behind the back. Like, look at the handle, bro. Look at that handle. Look at this. Look at that hand. Come on, bro. If you did this, I said, all right, bro. Like, when she went behind the back and then the step back, I was like, bro, what the heck? The whole time, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. He guarded me tough to play before. Yeah, it just shocked me. But it all makes sense now. Her sister's a professional athlete, and her sister's Veronica Burton. So congratulations to Veronica Burton. If you've been on this channel for a long time, you know I'm Veronica Burton stan. Huge fan of hers in Northwestern. Lockdown defender once again at the top of the key at the point of attack. With any defense, like she's just relentless, bro, in passing lanes and just stealing the ball, but like also in transition and turning that to easy points, easy offense. And then you see the assist numbers are crazy. 10 or more assists with 0 turnovers multiple times a game. multiple times in the season is insane. She well deserved, and this is just a great example of what expansion means for the league and why it's a good idea and why it is good for business. Golden State was, I think, the perfect expansion franchise. So shouts out to the WNBA and Kathy Engelberg. We get on her, but salute to her for that Golden State idea, man. It worked out and paid off tenfold. Couldn't have worked any better for them, to be honest, this season. All right, now we're going to Lizzo. Yeah, it's Lizzo. Call me Lizzie. Yeah, I've been fat and I've been skinny. Ladies still ain't messing with me. All right, here we go.
Loved my industry take. Let me give you another one. Hi, I'm Lizzo. I'm a multi-platinum recording artist, multiple awards, including all the ones that you think. Has been in this industry a very long time, signed to a major label. If you are interested in this industry or even about commentary about this industry, you should watch this video. The golden age of the music video is over, and it's been over actually for a very long time. There will never be another Thriller, Lady Marmalade, Ladies Night, because critical mass in mainstream culture just doesn't exist anymore.
This is America. What are we talking about? This is America was literally 7 years ago. That's less than 10 years ago. This is America. It made the world stop and talk about the video. And shouts out to Jordan Lucas with the I'm Not Racist thing, and that was what it was and everything like that, but it wasn't This is America.
Time used to literally stand still when the biggest artist in the world would premiere a music video. And now time doesn't even stand still for some of the most unthinkable tragedies that happen in this country. One of the most common phrases that people use when things happen in pop culture or the news is, and the world kept spinning. And that's because, baby, in 2025, it don't matter what you put out or what you've done, the world will keep on spinning. Once upon a time, music videos used to be an extension of an artist's vision. Once upon a time, music videos gave audiences a face and an aesthetic to an artist or a song that they heard on the radio. It wasn't for any type of money or metric. It was just art's natural expansion. But once music videos started actually moving the needle and selling records, boosting cultural currency and relevance, labels started putting millions of dollars into music video budgets. It was pretty common to have a music video that you spent $1 million on at a certain point in the late 90s, early 2000s. And everybody was one-upping each other for who could come up with
shout out Missy Elliott,
the biggest, most cinematic music video experience in the game. Then along came YouTube, and you could start uploading your music videos onto this platform. And we had a boom with Vivo where people were getting 1 billion views on their music videos. Music videos became obligatory. It became an industry standard, and artists, even if they didn't want to shoot a music video, had to. In my opinion, that led to the decline in quality of the music video. And it worked for a while until it didn't. For instance, I just dropped a music video for my song STFU featuring Lil Jon, and it's actually really fucking good, but I didn't even put it on YouTube. Shit, I didn't even put it on TikTok. Right now, my music video in full is only on my Instagram page. And that's because music videos do not move the needle anymore.
People was roasting your music video. Once again, Lizzo, the last thing that you thought that was just for the industry, saying, oh, big artist, isn't that? The reason why your mixtape didn't move is because everybody that reviewed it said that it wasn't good. And I took it as a mixtape. I liked that it was fun. I liked that it wasn't serious. I liked that it was something different than the usual pop Lizzo that we get that made you the mega superstar that's selling out arenas and things of that sort. Now you're complaining about music videos after you put out a music video that didn't perform well. When what I saw about the music video, I saw it go viral, and I saw it go viral for the wrong reasons. People was roasting it and saying that millennial artists and millennials in general are so stuck in the year 2014. This is why it's difficult to progress and have better art and just have more wide-ranging thinking conversations and things of that sort, because we are so stuck as millennials. I'm including myself in it as a 30-year-old millennial. We are so stuck in 2014, which I'm definitely a victim of sometimes. This is a lot of times where I'm just listening to a lot of music from 2014, 2015. It just is what it is. I'm just more comfortable with that era because at that time I was a young adult coming into adulthood instead of a full-grown adult. But yeah, we can all get stuck into that era, and then it comes across as cringe and just outdated and old. And I think that's a lot of what people said about your last music video, the one that you're talking about that was so amazingly done. And nobody paid attention because the art of the music video is over. If it's good, it's good. This Is America had the world stopping. That was less than 10 years ago. That was 7 years ago. If the music video is good enough, the world is going to stop and talk about it. I'm Not Racist was a huge music video, although still kind of specific to like a certain group of people that was watching it, rap music fans and things of that sort. Like it wasn't with everybody. It was still something that people were watching. So
more. And I'm telling you this from someone in this industry who has been directly told that the budgets will never be what the budgets were in the late 90s and early 2000s, just because the investment.
Lil Dicky, Freaky Friday, Lil Dicky, Save That Money, which was a free music video, a moment,
doesn't bring any type of profit. You're better off making small, digestible, potentially viral clips for your social media platforms, especially if you're a new artist. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how music videos are just not what they were, but it's not the artist's fault. There are plenty of music videos.
So Lizzo's she's talking about the music video. She said the art of the music video has declined and it no longer exists because we live in a time where people just don't care about music videos and they don't value music videos. I said Lizzo, for the second straight time, she went off twice. She went off once about like that so many people are dropping music in the streaming era that she can't stand out. Like she didn't say I can't stand out. She said major artists can drop and people won't pay attention. And I said, Lizzo, a lot of the reviews on your last mixtape was, even though it was for fun and everything like that, it wasn't your exact and traditional music taste. With that, you should always expect to drop in sales. So it flopped, quote unquote, to Lizzo's standards and numbers wise. So she made a whole thing ranting about the music industry and how the new drops and stuff like this. So now she's complaining about music videos because she just dropped a music video for said mixtape that flopped, and the music videos flopped, and it's gone viral because people are roasting it, saying that she looks like a millennial stuck in the year 2014, and it comes off as cringe and this and that, right? So now she's complaining that nobody cares about the art of the music video anymore.
That have come out.
And she's really just complaining about how her career is going right now.
That are visually captivating. Face Shopping by Sophie is one of my favorite.
But I said, look, high maintenance music videos are kind of a thing of the past, in my opinion. This Is America was 7 years ago. It had the world stop and discuss. You know what I'm saying? It had the world stop and discuss that music video. I'm Not Racist, Joyner Lucas. It didn't have the world stop, but it was a moment that enough people discussed the music video. Freaky Friday, Lil Dicky. Save That Money, Lil Dicky. Save That Money was a free music video. So it just is what it is. Lizzo's issue is her music. That's what I'm saying. She's using her career to vent and covering it up by saying the entire industry is dealing with this. No, Lizzo, you're venting about your career, which is totally fine. Like, as a mega superstar who's selling out arenas and everything like that, and your stuff ain't going as gazillion sales as it always does, Lizzo, I understand. If I was in a position, I feel the same way too. Like, what the heck is going on? But at the same time, you have to look at what's going on. You experimented, you stepped out of the normal realm of what you produce, and people are just like, I don't like it. Or, it's too weird. It's not what I'm used to. I'm used to getting donuts when I go to Krispy Kreme. Why am I getting a pizza?
Music videos that have come out in the last 10 years. I know you guys like to think that I blame everything on the algorithm. You cannot deny
that's not. He said, no, I mean, high maintenance music videos are big cars, 100 backup dancers, basically 90s and 2000s stuff. That isn't This Is America. This Is America had mad backup dancers, mad cars in a warehouse, high production, everything. Like, it had that.
That the market is so saturated, can't even find the shit that you're looking for sometimes. I think we all need to make peace with the fact that music videos will never be what they were. But the exciting part is now we get to create what the next thing is.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if the stuff is good enough, people are going to talk about it. People are going to discover it. That's just how I feel about the situation. Next thing next, man. Next thing next. Where should I? Because I have multiple posts on this one. I'll go with this. I'll go straight to the Substack. This is from Karen Attiah. She was fired from the Washington Post as a racial columnist for what she posted about Charlie Kirk. And she announced it herself, and she put it on all social platforms. She wasn't running from the smoke at all. She didn't have anybody else report that they fired her. She reported it herself. Washington Post fired me, but my voice will not be silenced. I spoke out against the hatred and violence in America, and it cost me my job. Here she goes. Wow, what a photo. Shouts out to her. Last week, the Washington Post fired me. The reason? Speaking out against political violence, racial double standards, and America's apathy towards guns. 11 years ago, I joined the Washington Post opinions department with the simple goal to use journalism in service to the people. I believe in using the pen to remember the forgotten, question power, shine light in the darkness, and defend democracy. Earlier in my career, late Washington Post editorial page editor Fred Hyatt told me that opinion journalism is not just about writing the world as it is, but as it should be. He told me that we should use our platform to do good. That has been my North Star every day. As a founding global opinions editor, I created a space for courageous, diverse voices around the world, especially, those exiled for speaking the truth. I was inspired by their bravery. When my writer, global opinions columnist, Jamal Khashoggi was brutally unalived by Saudi Arabia regime agents for his words. I fought loudly for justice for years, putting my life and safety on the line to pursue accountability and defend global press freedom. For this work, I was honored with global recognition, prestigious awards, and proximity to the world's most powerful people. You better talk that talk, Miss Karen. Come on now, Jeff Bezos. As a columnist, I use my voice to defend freedom and democracy, challenge power, and reflect on culture and politics with honesty and conviction. Now I am the one being silenced for doing my job. On Blue Sky, in the aftermath of the horrific in Utah and Colorado, I condemned America's acceptance of political violence and criticized its ritualized responses to hollow, cliche calls for thoughts and prayers. And, quote unquote, this is not who we are. And we normalize and absolve white perpetrators, especially while nothing gets done to curb the unalivings. I express the sadness and fear for America. Here it is. I wish I had hope for gun control, and I could believe that, quote unquote, political violence has no place in this country. But we live in a country that accepts white children being massacred by, not just accepts, but it worships this violence. Ooh. Political violence has no place in this country, but we also will do nothing to curb the availability of these weapons used to carry out said violence. The denial and empty rhetoric is learned helplessness, because the truth is that America is sick when there's no cure in sight. Because America, especially white America, is not going to do what it needs to do to get rid of in the country. It will always be thoughts and prayers. Quote unquote, violence has no place out of performance of goodness, not out of the resolve to convince their communities to disarm. And she got fired for that. My most widely shared thread was not even about activist Charlie Kirk, who was horribly unalived, but the political assassination of Minnesota lawmaker Melissa Hortman, her husband, and her dog. I pointed out the familiar pattern that America is shrugging off gun deaths and giving compassion for white men who commit and espouse political violence. This cycle has been documented for years. Nothing I said was new or false or disparaging. It is descriptive and supported by data. For everyone saying political violence has no place in this country, remember 2 Democratic legislators were in Minnesota just this year, and America shrugged and moved on. Part of what keeps America so violent is instance that people perform care, empty goodness, and absolution for white men who espouse hatred and violence. Again, I don't care for the empty rhetoric. I did my journalistic duty, reminding people that despite President Trump's partisan rushes to judgment, no suspect or motive have been identified in the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, exercising restraint, even as I condemn hatred and violence. My journalistic and moral values for balance compelled me to condemn violence and unaliving without engaging in excessive false mourning for a man who routinely attacked Black women as a group, put academics in danger by putting them on watch lists, claimed falsely that black people were better off in the Jim Crow era, said the Civil Rights Act was a mistake, and favorably reviewed a book that called liberals, quote unquote, unhumans. In a sense, to lead a post, a user accused me of supporting violence and fascism. I made clear that I was not performing over-the-top grief for white men who espouse violence was not the same way as endorsing violence against them. My only direct reference to Kirk was made by one post. His own words were on record, quote unquote, black women do not have the brain processing power to be taken seriously. You have to steal a white person's slot. Charlie Kirk. She got fired for that. That's crazy. She got fired. She just quoted him. My commentary received thoughtful engagement across platforms, support, and virtually no public backlash. And yet the post accused me of my measured blue sky post of being, quote unquote, unacceptable. Gross misconduct and endearing the physical safety of colleagues' charges without evidence, which I completely reject as false. They rushed to the fire without even having a conversation, claiming disparagement on race. This is not a hasty overreach, but a violation of the very standards of journalistic fairness and rigor that the Post claims to uphold. Since then, my words on the absolution for white male violence have proven prescient. Prescient. My bad. The suspect in Kirk's unaliving is indeed a young white man, and already lawmakers are urging for us to pray for him. The media is painting the 22-year-old as a good all-American suburban kid. The cycle I mentioned has once again come to pass. I was the last remaining black full-time opinion columnist at the Post, and in one of the nation's most diverse regions, Washington, D.C., no longer has a paper that reflects the people that it serves. Oh my gosh. What happens to me is a part of a broader purge of black voices from academia, business, government, and media, a historical pattern as dangerous as it is shameful and tragic. I am proud of the 11 years at the Post. Beyond awards and recognition, the greatest honor is working with the brilliant colleagues and connecting with readers and writers around the world. To all who have supported me, read me, and even those who disagree with me, I say thank you. You've made me a better writer, thinker, a person. But this is not the end of my work. I still believe in the power of my pen. My values have not changed. Freedom from censorship, especially on talking about race, is why I launched a Resistance Studies series, beginning with my independent online course, Race, Media, and International Affairs 101. I created this course after Columbia School of International and Public Affairs cut funding from my race and media class. This summer, we sold 500 spots and funded more than 40 scholarships. For those who wish to support me, please do sign up for a fall session of Race, Media, and International Affairs 101 and 102, the series of lectures and conversations with prominent guest speakers before September 19th registration deadline. That's in 4 days at the time I'm recording this. The first classes begin on October 6th. This will likely be the last cohort I teach until mid-2026, so don't miss your chance. For those who can attend, you can contribute to the operation, scholarships, and guest speakers. You can support my written work directly by subscribing to my Substack, The Golden Hour, while I continue to speak truth to power without fear or favor. You better say that. She wrote that. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's true. Stuff popping off. Facts. So many people getting fired over the Kirk incident, 100%. This is why you should be independent, in my opinion. SSB, I'll say this. I love my job. I'll say that. I love my job. Thank you so much for the consistent pay. I appreciate my job. Thank y'all for the opportunity and the benefits and the 401k and the health benefits, everything like that. I'll say that. He said, okay. He said, I love my job as well. Hey, look, Nate said, no, hey, don't put me in it. I love my job, man. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's important, I will say this, for every media member and just people in all type of industries to always have something going for yourself, because if you don't, your destiny is always in the hands of another person. And when you get dropped, then you try to start up, oh, hey, I got a Substack, I got this, I got that. And people are not checking for you unless you get a major cosign. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that so many times in so many situations. I was laid off my first job. Out of college, like 11 months after graduation. I was called into the office on a Friday at 5 p.m. with the publisher in town. I'm smiling, and they let me know that I got let go. I'm like, dang, so I don't have a job. And I was like, I turned down a job for you guys 6 months in to remain solid because you guys wanted me to stay here for a year or two. And now you guys are getting rid of me. They didn't care. They didn't care what I said. It was just like, get your stuff and leave. They had to follow me out the way, out the office. I had to pack up all my stuff. I took it to the car. They had to take my keys to the office. And I sat in the car. I texted all my friends, let them know what happened. One of them just happened to tell me that they was leaving their job because they were burnt out. And before the end of next week, I moved to Alabama. And I continued my career. And that was like the launching point for everything else in my career. So ended up being a blessing in disguise. God had a plan for me, but never again. I learned to never again have my hands, like the fate of my career and everything like that, in the hands of another person after that. So if you're in media, I can only speak for media because that is my profession. You should always have something solid. Regardless of what your situation is, you should always have something solid. Build something, do something. I'm building something just because that's like my personality, everything like that, right? Like I come from a family of entrepreneurs and stuff like that. But you could do whatever you want, whether it's freelancing or whatever, within the realms of, your company policies that you're allowed to do. But I advise to always have something and not just all your eggs in one basket, as the cliche is, right? So yeah, shouts out to Karen. Best of luck to her with the course and with the Substack. That is ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie. Getting fired for quoting him directly. The fact that American government and the media in this country have gone all out on suppression blitz for anyone who doesn't praise or lionize a bigot really shows how dystopian it's all become. Didn't someone bought the Post? It was like a big deal. It was like hold on, let me see. Who bought the Washington Post? It was a big deal a few months ago. Jeff Bezos. I remember now. Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post. No. What, 2013? No. Who bought the Washington Post in 2023? In 2025? Why he should sell? Washington Post sold to Jeff Bezos. It was something because this was some, like they like did a late. It was something controversial they did a few months ago, and it was a thing. Shouts out to the Washington Association of Black Journalists. Shouts out to my brother Phil Lewis, the president of the Washington Association of Black Journalists. I love you, dog. You are the best. I look up to you. You are like, you know what I'm saying? You him. Let me stop letting Phil, but shout out Phil Lewis for sure. But yeah. Said she was fired. Phil posted that. Or someone from the Washington Association of Black Journalists. Shouts out to that chapter. They are killing it. Shouts out to New Orleans as well. Shouts out to Atlanta. Shouts out to Jackson. All my people. Houston. What up, though? Detroit. All right. Next, we staying on subject. Cobb County teachers placed on leave after Charlie Kirk posts on social media. This is my home county. As my camera is frozen. This is my home county. Mom County. The northern, northwestern suburban area of Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all know my hometown and things of that sort. Hold on. Let me get this right. And so, yeah, teachers with an S, they've been placed on leave after these posts on social media. Let me see if this going if I'm gonna come back up first before I keep talking. I don't want to. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I'm back. Cobb County teachers placed on leave after Charlie Kirk posts on social media. The school district will also report the incidents to the Georgia Professional Standards of Commission. It's from 11 Alive, written by John Dodge and Marissa Scharbach. Cobb County, Georgia. An unspecified number of Cobb County school district teachers have been, an unspecified number, teachers with the S, have been placed on administrative leave after they wrote social media posts apparently celebrating the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. The school district will report the incidents to the Georgia Professional Standards Commission, requesting appropriate action, quote unquote, against their Georgia teaching license, according to a statement released on Monday. Jeez Louise. In a statement, the district said the incidents, quote unquote, do not reflect the outstanding professionalism demonstrated by the vast majority of Cobb educators daily. Kirk founded the Turning Point USA to bring more young, conservative, evangelical Christians into the politics as effective activists, and he was a confidant of President Donald Trump. Kirk, a 31-year-old father of two, became prominent in part through his speaking tours, and he was hit last Wednesday while speaking at a tour at Utah Valley University. Quote unquote, posts that celebrate or support the unaliving of an innocent person by a school are unprofessional and disruptive to the school environment, the district said. Quote unquote, is it language that we will want to be shared in classrooms? Is it language that we will want individuals hearing us say as professionals, said Jeff Herbert, the president of the Cobb County Association of Educators. Quote unquote, we are held to high standards as educators in the state of Georgia. Cobb County, by the way, stands for Come On Black Boy. Like the police there, like I used to get pulled over all the time growing up and stuff. It stands for Come On Black Boy. You don't play in Cobb if you're black. Meanwhile, the president of the Georgia Federation of Teachers has defended the educators. Quote unquote, these teachers didn't speak directly to their students. Verdelia Turner said they have lives outside the classroom, or do they? Cobb County School District clearly outlines its social media policies for employees on its website. The policy states that personal social media pages cannot be used to harm the reputation or discredit the district or display anything that will impair the employee's professionalism or reputation. Major Atlanta employers have suspended or fired their employees for sharing inappropriate comments online after the Charlie Kirk's unaliving, including Delta and the Children's Health Care of Atlanta. Working at the Children's Health Care of Atlanta and being like, yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Like, y'all gotta have a little more sense, bro. It just ain't worth the retweets. It ain't worth the likes. A civil rights litigator out of Dunwoody. But me genuinely, my genuine, raw, uncensored opinion on all of it is I'm never rooting for the unaliving of someone. I'm never rooting for anyone to pass because karma is real. It always comes back to you. But you speak out of your life of what comes back to you. I'm not going to speak unaliving and passings and all of these things because I want life. I want to speak life. I want this and that. It was crazy what happened. It's crazy what happened. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That ain't an endorsement of anything he said while he was here. That's how I feel about it. Truly. A civil rights litigator out of Dunwoody said when it comes to, and he was 31. I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? When it comes to free speech in the workplace, there are limits to what you can say or do. I get a lot of phone calls. Hey, this violates my First Amendment right. Civil rights law attorney said Larry Pankey told 11 to Lies Marissa Sarbeck. I go, well, that's an easy one. You have no rights. Yikes. You have no rights because you signed the paper. Don't lose y'all job talking over a trending topic that won't even be a trending topic in a month. You have to understand how the internet goes. Nobody's like, this won't be talked about the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be talked about the way that it was talked about last week in 3 weeks. So you lose your job permanently for something that people won't even be talking about in 3 weeks. Have to keep that perspective. Bro, there's a Twitter account that is actively searching for people who have said anything against Kirk since the incident and sending comments to their workplace. I believe it 100%. People are getting fired left and right. Got to be smart, man. Got to play it smart. But like the Karen one from the Washington Post, I don't think she said anything wrong. So if you firing people for that, if that's, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, bro. It just is what it is. Maybe you want the place for you to work at, to be honest. You must play smart. You have to play smart. You have to play smart. Have to. But at the same time, if they tripping over small stuff, like the Karen thing, where she didn't directly say anything about Charlie Kirk and celebrate his unaliving and stuff like that, at that point, I'm like, all right, bro, like maybe this wasn't even a place for me to work for real. Maybe that wasn't even a place for me to be at for real. Julia Roberts and MLK. Someone commented this on the video about Iowa Debris that I reacted to in an interview, and they were like, don't act all like ooh wah about Julia Roberts. She cool with the King family. I don't remember me reacting like some ooh ah to Julia Roberts because Julia Roberts from my county. Julia Roberts from Cobb County. She from Smyrna. I was right in the corner from, you know what I mean, from folks I know and everything like that back home. in Georgia in the metro Atlanta area. And she went to Georgia State, my alma mater. So I want an interview with Julia Roberts. I'm going to say it every time I bring up Julia Roberts on this channel. Here's the exact connection to her and the King family, though. As someone pointed out in my comment section, and I was like, I didn't know it, but I'm not surprised by it. Let me see the video.
I'm the only one that didn't know the crazy connection between Julia Roberts and Martin Luther King Jr. So in the 1960s, before Julia was born, her parents ran a theater school in Smyrna, Georgia. One day, the school gets a call, and it's Coretta Scott King. And she says, I'm wondering if you'll allow my kids to attend your school. She was having problems trying to find a school for her children because of segregation, discrimination, all the stuff that was taking place during those times. So Julia's mom says, absolutely, please bring them in. Welcome the Kings with open arms, and they developed quite the friendship because of that. 1967, Julia Roberts is born. At the time, her parents weren't doing the best financially, and they actually couldn't afford Julia's birth. So the King stepped up and paid for Julia Roberts' entire birth because her parents couldn't afford the hospital bill.
Wow.
And that's a dope story to me. I didn't know about it until recently. Julia was on, I think it was Oprah, she sat down with and told this story. But I just think it's dope. I think it's incredible. I think more people should know about it.
I didn't know that. That's dope. Hey, yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Nate said there are some occupations that aren't good fits for you, and you'll know your worth. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been live 190 days. You know what I'm saying? 190 plus days. I've had some videos that have over 10,000 views in these 190 days. I've had some videos that's close to like the Kendrick one, the Kendrick Atlanta one, that's close to like 20,000 views. I say all this to say, like, if you employ me, you probably know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't received a word yet. I hope I ain't jinx it. I think about this frequently coming on here. That's why I try to guard and protect what I'm saying and make sure I don't go out too far of something that's a fireable offense. But they let me rock out, bro. They let me rock out. And I feel like if a place ain't letting me rock out, then it's like, dang, bro, like, what can I do? As long as I do my job within the parameters of the job and during the day, I'm on top of it. Ain't nothing you can say. But you got to be winning. You got to be winning at work to do what you want to do outside of work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We giving gems, bro. We giving gems, man. That's a dope story. Trump is getting this slavery portrait removed from the park. If y'all know the slavery portrait, the famous one of the slave, he's like this, and he got all the lashings on his back and the lash markings. They're taking that picture down in the park. So this is from 790 KABC. Trump's orders of the Scrooge back removed from park. The Trump administration has ordered a removal of the art, signs, and exhibits related to slavery from multiple national parks, including the photo of the Scrooge back, which showed the scars of a formerly enslaved man, the Washington Post reported on Monday. The 1863 photograph shows a scarred back of Peter Gordon, an enslaved man who escaped from the Louisiana plantation, bearing injuries from the brutal beatings. The removal of the photograph, along with the other signs of the exhibits, including more than 30 at Harper's Ferries, has been deemed, quote unquote, out of compliance with President Donald Trump's March executive order and will be removed or covered, according to the Post. Trump's March 27th order, titled, quote unquote, Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History, ironic. We're restoring truth by taking out history. That's crazy. Accused the Biden administration of advancing the corrosive ideology that distorted the narrative about American history. You mean the truth? Washington Park Service officials are applying the broad interpretation to the executive order of what needs to be removed from the national park system, according to the Post. In addition, information from the president's house site in Philadelphia, where George Washington kept slaves, does not comply, the report said. Interpretive materials that disproportionately emphasize negative aspects of U.S. history or historical figures without acknowledging broader context or national progress can unintentionally distort the understandings rather than enrich it. Park Service spokesperson Rachel Pollitt said in a statement to the Post. It's unclear from the Post report which national park displayed the quote-unquote scourge back, also known as Whip Peter. That original is displayed at the National Gallery of Art. So as you see, we're taking the woke out of education. We're taking the portraits out of the schools. What are they trying to tell you? What are they trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you that racism didn't exist to begin with. They're releasing the MLK tampered FBI files, the ones that included the little conversations to his wife that he was cheating on her, and all the things that make Martin Luther King Jr. look like a bad person, which Charlie Kirk said himself, the late Charlie Kirk. Prayers up to his family. Prayers up to his wife and kids, All of these things, man. The administration has one clear objective here, and that's to try to prove that racism doesn't exist and it never existed. And everything you see and everything way that you see people are treated is completely natural and it's completely fine. Just pay attention to what's happening, bro. And keep the stories alive of Black history because it's being erased right in front of our eyes. Something silly, man. Natisha Hiedman. This has been a lot of heavy pressure stuff. Look at Natisha Hiedman, man. So that's part one. Part one. Part two.
Now these boys staring at me outside. Hold on, because I'm not used to this. Not these men staring at me out here. I'm like, it's making me uncomfortable. Like, what in the world?
I ain't gonna lie. Sheesh. Shout out to the stud buzz, man.
Probably because they see up.
She looked like Dejanay. It's funny she had Dejanay's feet. It's the internet age, but they're trying to do with this stuff, but this stuff won't happen. Yeah, man. OMG. Yeah. Teesh. It said Miss Hiederman. Hiederman. Teesh looking just. Teesh don't do it. Not the Nicki Minaj high school pose. Ooh. Nah, this funny. I ain't gonna lie. I wonder who had the vision. Like, who was like, ooh, I could turn Natisha into a baddie. Like, who thought this, bro? I was waiting on Angel's comment and she didn't disappoint. You fine. I need that. It's hilarious because she like huge crushing on Angel Reese. And then her man showed up to the All-Star game after he seen like the stud buzz. He was on it too. Shouts out to my brother Wendell, man. Atlanta ATL, Georgia boy Wendell, bro. Holding it down, man. That man was on her like white like rice. I know that's right, bro. Bro, Natisha Hiederman is funny for this. But she does came out right. Stuff is all right, as they say. Respectfully, of course. She looked like Dejanay, bro. And Dejanay was right there. I think she used her like makeup stylist or something. But this is funny, bro. I needed this because it was all heavy news stuff tonight. You know what I mean? Give me something silly to laugh at in between the playoffs, brother. Molly Cram. Molly is leaving First Take. She's expected to leave ESPN by the end of this year. It's weird, man. It feels like it was just yesterday. It was Carrie Champion. Now Carrie Champion left, and now Molly's leaving, man. Molly. World Molly, bro. ESPN's Molly Crims shares emotional message after stunning exit from First Take. Here we go. ESPN personality Molly made a name for herself as a co-host on First Take, where she co-hosted since 2015. A big UConn fan, by the way. Fans will look forward to seeing her stylish fits as she debated alongside Stephen A. Smith. However, the 41, she's only 41? Molly only 41? Bro, Molly was on the show when I was a kid, bro. I'm 30. Molly must have been on that show, dang. When she start? 2012? When I was in high school? She had to start at least 2011, bro. 2011, that was 14 years ago. So she's 41 now. That means she started when she was 27. Dang, what the heck? She a youngin'. I didn't know she was this young. However, the 41-year-old analyst is taking her career into a new direction. In the middle of ESPN's Monday Night Football doubleheader, the news broke that Quinn was leaving the network. Sports Business Journal reported on September 15th, Quinn was leaving the network at the end of the year, sources tell SBJ. Quinn first started ESPN in 2000. She started in 2006. That was 19 years ago. She's 41. So she was 22 when she started. She started working on digital mobile efforts before moving over to the news team in 2008. Dang, all she knows is ESPN for real then. Sources tell SBJ that ESPN offered Quinn contract, but she chose to move on. That's crazy. Dang, she was tired of Stephen A, bro. The news took fans by surprise. She got LeVar Ball kicked off of ESPN, bro. That was whack. I ain't really like that. I ain't gonna hold you. Shouts out to Jalen Rose, though, holding it down, solid individual, opening up his school and everything like that in Michigan. Shouts out to Jalen Rose. Did I say Jalen Brown? I think I did. Jalen Rose. Shouts out to Jalen Rose, bro. Interesting. How did this get out? I don't know. Sports Business Journal just found out. She's ready to do something else. I don't blame her. LeVar set himself up for that one. But that ain't nothing worth being banned over, bruh. We can switch gears anytime. It's not worth being banned over, bruh. Just like the other show. She been open about her battle with myostrophisis. What's that is? What is that? Is that a skin disease? She has difficult surgery and moving posts. She's dealing with the disease defined by the Cleveland Clinic. She got it in 2018. It's a painful condition that causes tissue that is similar to lining in the uterus to grow in other places where it doesn't belong. Oh, I'm sorry, Molly. Molly, keep your head up, bro. I'm sorry, Molly. I ain't know that. Molly is ready for her next chapter after First Take. Dang, bro, she young. She was 22 at ESPN. She 41. She been there for 19 years, bro. Gosh, then she used to work at what's the name? NFL Network. Again, we just talked about it in the previous conversation. You have to be careful what you say. But LeVar don't work for them. Podcasting coming. Someone was on NFL Network. They used to be on NFL Network. I thought it was Molly. She probably wants to travel the world. Yeah, probably. 41. She's still young. Yeah, podcast with okay. She used to be on NFL Network. I thought so. Podcasts like Joy Taylor's. Molly wasn't thrilled when she didn't get to break the news of her departure. She wrote, "Now that the news that came out earlier than I intended and not the way that I hoped. Hey, bruh, keep a tight circle, tight lips. Folks got loose lips. They're going to tell your business. Tell your business to the partners. Get it out to the world before you got to say what you got to say. To my First Take family, after much reflection, I decided that it's time to close this incredible chapter and star away from First Take. Hosting the show has been one of the great honors of my career. It reminds me of what's her name? Angela Yee. She sharing the desk with some of the most brilliant, passionate, and entertaining voices in sports, and is so grateful for the journey, especially the quote-unquote best fans in the world. Now that the news came out earlier than I intended and not the way that I hoped, to my First Take family, after much reflection, I've decided that it's time to close this incredible chapter and step away from First Take. Hosting the show has been one of the greatest honors of my career. Every morning I had the pleasure of sharing the desk with some of the most brilliant, passionate, and entertaining voices in all of sports, and with all of you, the best friends in the world. I'm so grateful for what this journey has given me: lifelong friendships, unforgettable memories, and the chance to be part of something special. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for welcoming me into your homes. Stay tuned. Smiley face emoji with love and gratitude. That means she got something planned. Molly didn't say what she plans to do next. However, she told fans to stay tuned before signing her next personal note. There it is, man. Shout out to Emily Biggs, man. She should probably want. Oh, your brother. Yes, she did. Terrell Davis. Then yeah. I remember. I think Dion, Coach Prime was up there too. What's going on with Glorilla and Speedy Mormon? Nothing. To answer the question, nothing. What's going on between them? They're just two famous flirts, bro. Is that it? Dang, I think that's it. Oh, hold on. I got a couple more things. Just some streamer stuff, and then we going to sleep, man. We going to sleep. Take y'all behinds to bed, bro. XQC responded to DDG.
Guys, I'm asking. I just sent a text. I didn't. One last thing, guys. I didn't know exactly the specifics.
Bro, what the heck XQC be saying, bro? Is this her last week? No. She leaving at the end of the year. Nate. Nah, this ain't her last week. The news just got out this week. Like she said before, she wanted to say it way earlier than she wanted to. She wanted to announce on her own terms type stuff.
What fighters do you want, though?
Pro Day DJ, you got a slap head. I don't give a fuck who it is, man. I don't give a fuck who they got. The community that we are fighting.
He done included Pro Day DJ. He done included the Joker that defend him on the timeline all the time. Pro Day don't want to fight. I seen that he had a history of boxing and stuff like that.
First calm brand risk event is XQC. Now, XQC has been accusing me of botting my streams when y'all know damn well I don't give a fuck.
No, I take it all back. I've watched some of his recent streams. I don't think he's botting anymore. It's all good. We can clear that out of the way. I'm just kidding.
This man XQC, bro.
I'm just kidding,
bro. Makes 0 sense.
Shazam.
So I want Pro Day DJ. I want you to beat the shit out of whoever XQC pick. I'm talking about beat the fuck.
Wait, who's this guy?
Out of whoever.
Pro Day DJ.
Guys.
Yeah, Pro Day DJ. He crazy, bro. He crazy. Shout out Terrence Crawford, bud. Yeah, I talked about the fight a little bit the other day for like 3 minutes, like the night of the fight. Do I think Bud is the greatest of all time? I hate how the conversation jumped to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dang, Bud can't even be recognized as the greatest of his time, because is that undisputed with Tank? You know what I mean? Like, is that just undisputed with Tank existing in the same time period? Like, if Tank won and this was a whole Tank fight, people would be like, Tank is the best of his time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but Bud is legit, bro. Bud is for sure legit. He beat Canelo, dog. Bud is legit. He's legit. And boxing is back, bro. I think what y'all think brought boxing back like fully? I think it was Buddy, bro. The trilogy that the heavyweights had. I think the trilogy that the heavyweights had brought boxing back outside of Floyd Mayweather. Like, that was the first time like people on a mainstream level was like, yo, boxing back. Like, ooh. What's the trilogy? What else? We was talking about boxing back. The trilogy. Adrian Barner was supposed to be that guy to take it from Floyd. He had to talk like Floyd, but he did not have the game like Floyd. Just is what it was. He said Crawford looks better to you. And then he says, like, really? Yeah, exactly, Nate. Like, it's like this man pulls off a great win, and the first thing that people want to jump to is like, is he the greatest of all time? And I'm just like, is he better than Floyd Mayweather? It's like, dang, man, like, can we just enjoy this win and acknowledge him as the best of his time instead of just jumping to like absolutes and everything like that? Shouts out to Bud, though. Bud's legit. 3 different weight classes on some Clarissa Shields stuff. If you know, you know, huh? Papoose dropped a new song too. Shout out Papoose. Rakai asked Zeddy about this Molly. Rakai asked Zeddy about Zoe Spencer in front of Kai. And y'all know Kai does not like acknowledging Zoe Spencer on the stream. So give me a second here as I pull that up. And I could go to sleep, and we all can go to sleep. You know what I mean? Where we at with it? Kai. No. Rakai. Zeddy. I gotta shut this down and then bring it back up. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Ricans Eddie, here we go.
Oh shit. So like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask him. I'll see what Kyle was bad at. Speaking of the devil. See, Benz. My name is See, Benz. Oh shit. So, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you something too. Here you go. That's all. Nigga, you date Zoe? I don't think Zoe, gang.
Look at Kai. Look at Kai. Because he just asked Ray J the same question.
Nigga, you date Zoe, my nigga. Why you keep cursing though? Why? Niggas not curse word, bro. But it's like, I can't. Listen. No. I'm not trying to be messy, but bitch. Listen, look at her. Zoe, I see that. Oh, why the hell are y'all cursing? Hell's a curse though. Yeah, hell's a curse. I'll see what Kyle See?
Yo. This man Rikai does not care, bro. He has like no conscience. He just says whatever comes to his mind, bro. And then like he did the same thing with Ray J, bro.
Okay. Question. Did you used to date Kim? Okay. What just go and take a second off. Yeah. Take the I'll be going to convertibles.
These is mine. I can read English.
Okay. Yeah. Nigga, come on. Go ahead. What's wrong with you?
The Shade, good actor, man. That was a great timing from the Shade. Great timing from the Shade. I want to see if anything from Howie Mandel was like stood out today. And I'm going to sleep. Let me see. Did you put a song up for here?
Yo, you don't know?
That's about Arky and you.
Oh, just talking about him. It's enough for me, dog.
What?
How he was
The Shade tweaking. Hey, all the streamers hungry, bro. Hey, it say you gonna let me in? You gonna let me in the house? I'm gonna take full advantage. I don't blame you, bro. That's the biggest stage right now, bro. I don't blame you. All these boys staying extra late. That's it, man. That's all I got. Thank you all for joining along and watching along tonight. SSB Nate, appreciate y'all boys. That's it for the stream. I'll see y'all tomorrow because I'm live each and every single day, just like I've been for the past. How many days it says? Just like I've been for the past 195 days, man. I'll be live once again tomorrow. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 10K subs. Shouts out to Nate. Once again, shouts out to SSB holding it down. As always, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good day. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. Please take care of your.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.